Today we are going to talk about Harare, the capital city of Zimbabwe, and why Harare was chosen or selected as the capital city of Zimbabwe. The city was created a municipality in 1897 and developed after the arrival of the railway in 1899 from the port of Beira, Mozambique, becoming a market and mining center. It was chartered as a city in 1935. Industrialization during and after World War II led to an influx of population to the city. The city of Harare evolved from the city of Salisbury, which existed in colonial Rhodesia after the country's independence. The former was replaced by the Harare City Council in 1980s. Salisbury as a settlement had been established in 1890 by a group of missionaries called the Pioneer Column, which worked for the British South Africa Company led by Cecil Rhodes. It is a hub of rail, road and air transport and is the center of Zimbabwe's industry and commerce. It is also the main distribution point of the agricultural products of the surrounding area, especially its Virginia tobacco. The historical growth population rate data of Harare in 2022 was 1,558,000. Percentage rate was 1.04%. In 2023, 1,578,000 and the growth rate was 1.28%. And in 2024, 1,603,000 and that is 1.58%. Greater Harare or Harare province, which includes Harare urban and the rural area, the growth was 1.5 million and an upward and population of about 2.1 million people according to the census in 2012. Harare, capital of Zimbabwe, lying in the northeastern part of the country. The city was founded in 1890 at the spot where the British South Africa Company's Pioneer Column halted its march into Mashonaland. It was named for Lord Salisbury, then British Prime Minister. The original settlers were promised 15 mining claims and farms measuring 3,000 acres for participating in the occupation. Most opted to go as excessive rains resulted in supply line being cut. Few decided to go to farming. The issue of title was only revolved towards the end of 1891. So many sold their rights to the land before title deeds were granted. The authorities established a buffer zone between the farms and the developing town as the commonage. Land which was reserved for recreational and institutional use such as Royal Harare, the Agricultural Research Station, Botanical Gardens, the police grounds, as well as several schools. As the farms were subdivided, villages started to form around main town, which were developed into town management boards and civic centers. As the boards formed, they took part of the original farms into the boundaries. By the time they settled in the Greater Salisbury on July 1st, 1971, there were 8 boards. Mamboro was the last formed in 1967. This is how some of the names came about from the original farms or the subdivisions. The development of Harare's most sought-after suburb, Borodale, came much later than the rest due entirely to its distance from the CBD. Harare is recognized as the site of Anglican and Roman Catholic cathedrals, a Dutch Reformed church, the Queen Victoria Memorial Library and Museum, the National Archives, the University of Zimbabwe, opened in 1957, and the Rhodes National Gallery. Harare lies at an elevation of 4,865 feet, that is 1,483 meters, and has a temperate climate. It is a beautiful city set high on the country's central plateau. Harare is a modern city of new buildings, wide pedestrian walkways, and streets lined with flowering jacaranda and flamboyant trees. Harare was officially declared a city in 1935 when its population had reached almost 20,000. At the time of Zimbabwe's independence in 1980, this had grown to 616,000. On the edge of landscaped Harare Gardens, the National Gallery of Zimbabwe has a large collection of African contemporary art and traditional pieces like baskets, textiles, jewelry, and musical instruments. The unusual granite formation upward balancing rocks is southeast of the city. Wildlife such as zebras and giraffes roam Mukuvisi woodland, which has bike paths and a bird park. It is a beautiful place to see. First Street is recognized as the most famous and popular street in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare. Here you can mingle with locals and experience Harare's vibrant street life, visit self-service restaurant, shop for handicrafts, and watch street entertainers play their music on First Street. Don't let it pass by. Anytime you go to Zimbabwe or Harare, try to visit First Street. It is a place to see. Harare is well known for its cultural and historical heritage and other beautiful attractions that have left the visitors spellbound. The city is Zimbabwe's leading financial, commercial, and communication center for cotton, maize, tobacco, and citrus fruits. Borode is a residential suburb in the north of Harare, Zimbabwe, which ranks among the most affluent and prestigious residential areas in the country. It forms part of the northeast suburbs of the city of Harare, with a population of 28,929. So, what makes Harare the best place to be? Harare is well known for a cultural and historical heritage and other beautiful attractions that have left the visitors spellbound. The city is Zimbabwe's leading financial, commercial, and a communication center for cotton, maize, tobacco, and citrus fruit. It is a hub of road and air transport. The airport at nearby Kentucky handled international traffic, and it is the center of Zimbabwe's industry and commerce. It is also the main distribution point for the agricultural produce of the surrounding area, especially its Virginia tobacco. Harare is referred to as the Sunshine City, not only because the sun shines on Harare most days of the year, but because of its cleanliness and orderliness. If you don't know, now you know. Kindly subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for watching.